Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West, and today we're talking Donda updates. Kanye has made his first Life of Pablo-like changes to Donda, and you can see that it's caused a second Donda to appear because it's not the same album, technically. So that's how this is being handled now. You have the OG album, and now the 1.1 album. And the changes are minor but major. Like there's two significant changes and the rest are mix updates. So you can see earlier today, Tersus here posted that Kanye's mix engineer said they worked more on the mix of Come to Life, Donda update coming. And somebody else posted that he actually said he had submitted the updates around 10 hours ago. So people were wondering if there was actually going to be some kind of update to the album. And yes, there is. I can't play the clips here due to copyrights worries, but the two major changes are Keep My Spirit Alive and New Again. So Keep My Spirit Alive, Kanye now sings what was KayCyy Pluto's part, that keep my spirit alive, ooh, my dancing, and when life is in your hands, I'm satisfied, that keep my spirit alive. That whole part, I'm not doing a good job, but maybe I am. I'm not. But Kanye now sings that. And people are torn, right? You have the group that's like, I love the OG. KayCyy's voice was so distinct and unique. Kanye's not as good of a singer. And then you have people that are just like, I think Kanye's brings a more like clarity to what's being said and a little more humanity to the voice. Like KayCyy's voice is very distinct, but it's also like it flows the words together in such a way where Kanye has a little bit more crystalline of a delivery of the words. So people are torn. I was going over it. We did like a Twitch stream where we were going over the changes, and I think I preferred Kanye's Keep My Spirit Alive just because of the little ad-libs he has, the little additions and changes. It feels a bit more unique each time he goes through doing the chorus, where KayCyy's felt like it was just repeating the same thing each time, which isn't a bad thing, right? But I'll take the more dynamic version over the more repetitive version. And the repetitive version can still be good, but I think the dynamic version is just a little better. So that's the change to Keep My Spirit Alive. And then to New Again, Kanye has removed Chris Brown. And we don't know why Kanye removed KayCyy, especially because KayCyy was like so instrumental in Donda 1.0, right? He was working on the earliest versions of Donda. We saw him, he was at the Wyoming ranch a ton, doing references for songs, doing vocals for songs, writing on songs. Like KayCyy was all over this album. And then a lot of his work just got reduced to the feature on Keep My Spirit Alive and backing vocals on Hurricane. And now he doesn't even have Keep My Spirit Alive. But we don't know if there was something going on behind the scenes, if Kanye just decided he liked his own voice better, if Kanye always wanted to put his voice there and just hadn't recorded it, or if something happened behind the scenes. Because with Chris Brown on New Again, Chris Brown got mad that Kanye cut his verse, much like who was it? Soulja Boy got pissed that he sent Kanye a verse and Kanye didn't use it. Chris Brown had a whole verse for New Again that didn't fit the song at all. It starts off in the theme of the song and then goes into like doing drugs and sleeping with girls. And you're just like, Chris, like there's an assignment, there's a concept, there's a theme for this song, and you did not like, you don't get a passing grade. Like the verse just didn't line up with the song. It would have been a fine verse on its own for something else, but not this song. And then Chris Brown was like mad. He's like calling out Kanye, posting about Kanye on Instagram, maybe Twitter. And then it seemed like they squashed it. Like Boo said that he talked with Chris Brown and everything was good now. And then Chris Brown got mad all over again and called out Kanye again. So I feel like with New Again, Kanye's just like, you know what? Turns out Chris Brown's not a good guy and just took Chris Brown off. So Chris Brown's not on New Again. And there's some like additional production aspects. There's a choir edition. So when Kanye's saying some things, you hear like, what was it? Like, last night don't count. You hear this added choir that's just inflating the vocals, which is fantastic. And then the line right after that also has the choir in it. So there's just little aspects throughout that are improved and make New Again and even cooler. And then Come to Life, we listened to, couldn't really pinpoint anything specifically. It just sounded a little cleaner start to finish. There were some moments where I was like, oh, that's definitely changed. That's definitely changed. And then when I listened to the original version on YouTube, right, not the music video version, but the first version that was posted, I just couldn't hear any distinguishing differences between them aside from like the mastered version on Tidal versus the non-mastered version of YouTube. So maybe that would account, but it did sound like the vocals were better. I mean, we do know from Yurko. Sorry, I keep saying Urko instead of, is it Yurko? Oh my God. I'm blanking on like the proper pronunciation of the name, even though I made the video just the other day. Yurko. That's it. Okay. That Yurko said, so we know Come to Life had additions. We just don't know, or at least like cleaning up. People were also saying that Lord, I Need You had some additions, that Believe What I Say had some additions. Junya, apparently the bass is bolder, but in listening to OG Junya versus the new version, I couldn't really tell a difference. The bass seemed particularly loud on the original. People are saying it was just like a little deeper, had a little more thump to it. Maybe, but it's not as much of a change as like New Again and Keep My Spirit Alive. I also saw that people were saying Praise God had mixing updates, God Breathed had mixing updates, but whenever there's any update to the album, the same thing happened with Life of Pablo, right? We were told that Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 had a change, and suddenly everybody's noticing differences. I mean, Feedback had changes, but suddenly everybody's noticing differences on like highlights. Oh, this wasn't there before, or like Feedback or Freestyle 4, this wasn't there before, and it was. But every time there's some kind of update, people start going through and think they hear something for the first time because they're just listening in a way that they hadn't before. They're listening for more nuance, and it might sound a little different on that listen, but that's just because you weren't hearing it before and now you are. So I'm sure there are going to be some things that are misrepresented, but there are actual, factual, clear, and distinct changes that have been made to the album. On Spotify, people are saying that the second album got taken down, but the link to it still works. On Tidal, the updates are just there. It's only the one album. So I wonder if Apple Music and Spotify are just slowly doing that kind of integration where this will overtake that, and the album that we know that had Chris Brown, that had KayCyy Pluto, will cease to exist in the streaming world. But for now, on at least Apple Music, you have this division. On Tidal, you just have the new updated album, and on Spotify, both exist, but only the original is listed under the discography tab, and you just have to have a link to the new one. But by the time you're watching this video, like 10 hours from now, because it's 2:30 a.m. Central Time, Spotify might have figured out what it's doing with the album, but kind of wild to see the first update, and we'll see how many more. I wouldn't imagine that Kanye is going to do like a wholesale change to the album. Like, I don't think he's going to take a track off. I'm not sure he's going to add a track. I mean, he could put like the original Life of the Party, right, with Andre 3000 and his Las Vegas verse rather than the Drake verse, but who knows? You know, the Life of Pablo, St. Pablo got added 4 months after the album was out. So it was February, March, April, May, June that St. Pablo got added. So it's not like this is the one update and, you know, it's been a month, so maybe we'll never hear anything added again. Like, it's possible that Kanye could still add something 2 months from now, 3 months from now, hell, 6 months from now. So we'll see. But at least go check out the new version of Keep My Spirit Alive and New Again, because there are distinct changes on those two songs. And let me know what you prefer, you know? And then also, if you're enjoying the channel and you want to support us, the easiest way is to like, comment, subscribe, as any of those things tell YouTube this is a channel people like, so then they show it to more people, which goes a long way in helping us. We also have our podcast, Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West. It is the preeminent podcast going over Kanye's lyrical work, I guess. I don't know, his discography. We break down Kanye's discography in a way no one else has. We're the leading scholars on Kanye's discography. Listen to any episode we've done on a song, and it will forever change how you listen to that song. You may not agree with everything that we say, but there's going to be a few things in each episode that make you go, oh, wow, I never knew that. I never thought of that. That's amazing. And then hopefully you keep listening, right? Our Donda season is slowly rolling out. We have gone up to Okay. So you can catch everything from Donda Chant up to OK OK. And then starting next week, we'll be getting back to the album. But videos are also available on YouTube of these Donda episodes. Otherwise, we've covered Late Registration, College Dropout, sorry for going out of order, Graduation, 808s, Yay, Kids See Ghost, and Jesus is King. And when we finish with Donda, we'll be getting into My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Yeezus, and The Life of Pablo. So that's it for now. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy.